to all of you. Welcome. There's a lot of familiar faces and a lot of familiar names as well. I know a lot of you, and a lot of you have had emails from me accepting your sign up for the conference. My name is Heidi Berg. I'm communication manager in Norfund. And of course, working with communication, this is like the biggest event of the year for me, and I'm really happy to have this many people here today. But some of you might have wondered, why is Norfund talking about infrastructure? It's a big topic in the international development agenda. There's conferences all over the world about infrastructure. But why is Norfund talking about this? If you look at our portfolio, and this was end of year 2013, I guess all of us think of energy, which is at 47% invested in clean energy projects. We think of that as infrastructure. I don't think as many think of financial services as infrastructure, but if we heard what Kristin talked about, how or the definition of infrastructure as something when it's there and it works, you don't think much about it. But if it's not, you get really annoyed. And then we all know, that if the bank doesn't work, it doesn't take long until we have big problems. So in that sense, financial services is a very, very important infrastructure, both for individuals and, of course, for companies that want to grow. And again, it all ties inboard. The companies want to grow and to create jobs. So that's why we are talking about infrastructure. And, of course, the private sector engagement in this. We'll get back to the Norwegian, or our connection to this, Norfund's connection in our portfolio, our projects later in the two last sections of today's program. We'll get to a more overall, we'll start off with some more overall perspectives. And who's better to talk about overall issues than someone from the OECD Development Center? And we'll go on to a journey to Africa first, one of the regions where Norfund invests a lot. And I'm very pleased to welcome Mr. Henry Bernard Solignac-Lecomte, on my very bad French, and to talk about the Africa Economic Outlook. I think there's a report out you might have seen it when you came. He's got a lot of interesting things from that to present, so welcome and give him a hand.